Are the Saints rebuilding? Are they running it back with the crew from... Or is Mickey Loomis a goddamn war criminal? We'll discuss next on Saints Happy Hour. Thomas, hit that intro.
Welcome to Saints Happy Hour podcast. We never trade up.
There was a path to give up 3 first-round picks to get Jaden Daniels. I would do it. And I would pick Jaden Daniels.
Now grab a drink and enjoy the show.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast. As always, we are presented to you by Hard Hide, Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey. I'm Ralph Marlboro. We're joined by everybody. Kevin's back, kind of, sort of, permanently, maybe. It's amazing. We got a ton of people in the chat tonight. Jerry G, Justin, EJ, Who Dat Golfer, Jason Champagne, Clyde, a bunch of other people I see, some new people even. It's a great day for Saints free agent. People are pumped about the show. On tonight's show, free agency's here. The Saints are doing stuff. It's amazing. We'll talk about what's left for the Saints to do. We'll talk about me getting got on the Twitter streets. And if we reach $100, if we reach $100 in donations, I'll drink something horrible the patrons have sent me this week. Courtesy Dave's buddy, Joe Enriquez. Dave, he sent me dill pickle vodka. So I created a new drink. I took the dill pickle vodka and I mashed it up with some Hard Hide strawberry whiskey. We got strawberry pickle in the multi-boot, half and half. And I'll drink it if we reach $100 because I'm pumped about Saints free agency. Let's go. It's amazing. By the way, the behind the scenes tonight is magical. You ought to become a patron just to get it. It's incredible. The Saints, they kicked off free agency.
Wait, hold on, real quick, Kevin. In that open, I said that I would trade 3 first-round picks for Daniels.
Yes.
Can you now agree that would have been a good move? Can you just go ahead and say that we should have done that?
I'm so glad you mentioned this.
I want to go back to that moment when you threw your hands up, aghast, and just absolutely beside yourself that I would suggest something so inhumane. I want you on this show right now admitting that was a great idea.
That was a lot of hair ago. So
I feel like you have more hair now. Are you wearing a wig? Did you start? What's going on? Did you start?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was a lot of hair ago. So I've grown.
Did you start taking Propecia?
No, because I still have that John Cena bald spot on the top of my head. That's not going anywhere, fellas.
You need to contact Drew Brees, you know.
Yeah, what everybody needs to do is donate so Ralph can buy me a plane ticket to Turkey so I can get those good hair plugs.
Right. And that butt lift you've been wanting. I'll comment on it.
I'll comment, as the kids say.
Right. I'll comment on it because I'm glad Andrew brought this up because I didn't want to interrupt Ralph in the intro and our sponsors, but and then by the time he was done with all that, I forgot that I wanted to mention it. But Andrew didn't. I think I would do it in a heartbeat. I think it would be worth it.
I don't want to hear it from you. Of course you would do it. You're not an idiot. Yeah. I want Kevin to say it.
I know.
Listen. If I get to take victory laps, then I also have to take defeat laps.
That's correct.
This is a lap of loserdom that I am taking on this. So yes, Jaden Daniels has proven that he would have definitely been worth trading up for.
You would have given up multiple assets.
I would have given up multiple future assets to acquire the services of one Jaden Daniels.
Okay, but yeah. Now that you've admitted that.
Well, it's a great segue though, Andrew, because while Mickey Loomis, it's not the draft, so he can't trade up. He well may be back on his bullshit because I got the whiteboard courtesy of my son that said the cap isn't real. The Saints were $47 million over the cap. They managed to trade for Devin Godchow. Re-signed.
Say that again.
Godchow.
God show.
Gotcha.
I want to say that's an old department store in New Orleans when I was a kid.
God shows.
Gotcho's was a department store. So they got traded for him. They kept Chase Young. They kept Juwan Johnson for 3 years, $30 million, which enraged Saints Twitter to levels which I didn't think was possible. But then they kind of Mickey Loomis won him back 30 minutes later when they signed Justin Reid, the safety from Kansas City. That's two local guys. They're going to have two local guys at safety, Justin Reid from Geismar, Honey Badger from New Orleans. That's amazing. But my question to you, gentlemen, and I'll start with you, Dave. You're back from vacationing / Mardi Gras. Mickey Loomis. Is he back on his nonsense? As my son looks at me, I don't want to curse. Is he back on his nonsense with the Saints?
Are you talking about as far as contracts and kicking the can down the road? I'm talking about all of it. You know, I don't know. The Chase Young thing, there was kind of like a little poison pill thing in there where, like, if they weren't going to pay him and bring him back, they were going to have to pay like $9 million or whatever it was on this year's cap. So it's kind of like you paid him that amount, but like $9 million of that you were going to pay anyway. So it's kind of like you got kind of a credit or whatever. So that looks a little better than I think it did initially. I don't. My whole thing is, it's so early in all of this, and we've got a new coaching staff. We have so many new coaches. I have no idea what to expect. I'm going to take the attitude of, I feel like in retrospect, looking back at the way DA was running things, I feel like if you wanted to compare him to like a chef cooking in the kitchen, I feel like he had a recipe and he was just going to make that recipe regardless of whatever ingredients he had.
Finally found something I hate more than Tulane, the Jay Johnson contract. Gross.
Oppenheimer! 20 Buckaroo donation! Also thanks to
the Juwan Johnson.
Also thanks to Jason Champagne for 12.83 donation.
Well, this kind of, I mean, that the whole, and the Juwan Johnson thing, like all these signings, like all these guys that they're re-signing, obviously in addition to the new guys that they're bringing in, like I'm just
perfect. That's perfect timing. Perfect. Thank you, Thomas, for dropping that. I gotta be honest. You know, when I think about free agency,
if you compare these coaches to chefs in the kitchen, I feel like DA. I feel like DA had. Am I frozen?
No,
you are. Yeah, wait a minute.
Like
you froze out for like a strong 15 seconds.
So obnoxious. I feel like this always happens when I'm trying to make a jam point. Anyway, I just feel like look, Brandon Staley was I was listening to WWL and they were saying like Brandon Staley, they haven't even really committed to being like a 3-4 defense. Like I feel like this coaching staff right now is they're still trying to figure out what the ingredients are and to decide what they're going to make, what they're actually going to cook in the kitchen, what they're going to bake up. Like they still don't even know what they have in the ingredients. As opposed to, I feel like in years past, previous coaching staffs, DA, hush hush, I feel like they would just make whatever they wanted to make and they just made it with whatever ingredients they had. You know, you're trying to make a Big Mac, but you've got a hot dog and you know, something else. So I feel like I'm just going to trust this new coaching staff and that they know what they're doing. And when you see signings like Chase Young and Juwan Johnson, like they're not going to, I'm hoping that they're not going to necessarily be the Chase Young and the Juwan Johnson that you're familiar with, that was getting coached by the old coaching staff, that was getting used by the play callers from the old regime.
I don't know. I feel like this free agency period is very confusing so far. On one hand, you know,
right, and so that's why you got to so don't try to explain it. Like just trust the process. Okay, there it is right there. That's my off-season mantra. Quote me on it. Trust the process. There it is.
Ride the wave.
That's right.
Yeah, no, I'm all about trusting a new coach and hoping for the best and rooting for him to succeed and all that. I'm not going to be one of those fans that's like, oh, everything sucks like right out of the gate. Like let's give this guy a chance, of course, but. I feel like this is a bit schizophrenic in the sense that you've got a couple moves: the trade for Gasho, and then the safety move, Justin Reid. So you have two like brand new players. I assume they fit kind of what Brandon Staley's after, and that's going to be kind of like a new era. So those two moves are very interesting to me, and yet so many of these moves are like just running it back, which feels kind of like what DA did, like running it back with what they know, except it's like what Mickey Loomis knows. It's not what Kellen Moore knows. For Chase Young to come back and Jawan Johnson, and like they're not cutting any of these old contracts. So Carr, Taysom, Matthew, Cam Jordan, DeMario, it seems like they're all coming back. And I mean, look, I'm not like necessarily demanding change just for the sake of change. Like if that's the best path forward, then fine. But it does feel like a lot of just like comfortable running it back. And I mean, look, I'm not expecting Kellen Moore to be Sean Payton here, so it's fine. Like he's blazing his own trail. But I feel like Sean Payton would have done it differently. Like half these dudes would have been gone.
Here's my question, Kevin. I just saw this. I just saw this on Twitter from James Palmer, a pretty legitimate source. He said Justin Reid had several teams that were very
sure about that, Ralph?
Very, I'm sure. Most notably, it went down to the wire with the Titans, Eagles, and Saints. Eagles even made a desperate last-minute push. The Saints won out. Does that make you...
We beat the Eagles to the punch on someone? That's crazy.
Does that make you more nervous, Kevin? Because it feels like this might have been a thing that God was trying to keep Loomis away from, and he wasn't able to do it because Loomis's superpower is not being able to do what he really wants to do.
Right.
Does
Well,
this concern you?
wouldn't have something happened and he would have not gotten it? Isn't this the thing? Like, would God create a rock that he couldn't move? You know, like
the Eagles would have gotten him, and then all of a sudden, you know, he would have been abducted by aliens. Like that's how that goes. I think the fact that the Saints came in at the end and won over the Super Bowl champions to get somebody in free agency, that's a nice positive thing. I'm going to just be happy.
I don't know. To me, that sounds like we overpaid.
Well, that's also possible. And you know what? When you're the Saints and you're up against the Eagles, you're going to have to overpay.
That's true. Ralph, more interesting moment today in free agency. Peyton Turner getting poached by another team, signing a deal with someone else, or Chauncey Gardner-Johnson getting traded again by the Eagles.
I mean, Peyton Turner going to Dallas is the only thing that worries me about him is, as much as he was injured, Dave, and we made fun of him, you know, I think you had a great line where we've never seen Peyton Turner and Marcus Davenport together ever. But he showed like flashes of being good. So like he concerns me a little. But Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is hilarious because I am friends with people that are Texans. Obviously, I live in Houston, but I'm friends with some Texans bloggers, writers, and stuff. And that we had them on the podcast a while ago when they were thinking about getting Sean Payton, if people remember that. And they were DMing me, and they were super excited. And I'm like, he's super fun. You're going to like him. But in a year, he's going to be gone because he's a crazy person. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, he turned the contract the Saints offered him. He never got close to it from anyone else. Like he's a lunatic. I don't even know. Like Kevin, how would you describe him? He's on like team Saints, Eagles, Lions, Eagles again. He's on team number 5. Like,
hang on, let's see. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. We're gonna pull this guy's Pro Football Reference up.
He's the new Ben Rothwell says.
He was on New Orleans, then went to the Eagles, to Detroit, and back. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy.
No one can keep him. No one wants to keep him.
No,
he's the new Brandon Cooks.
It's wild.
He's
got his career high for interceptions is 6 in a single season. He's done it twice. Both times with the Eagles.
right.
And they still don't want him.
And the Eagles are still getting rid of him.
I feel like, Dave, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is the girl you meet on the cruise. You party with her for a week.
She's got all kinds of diseases.
But as soon as you get off the boat and go back to reality, you drop her like a hot potato. And the Eagles knew.
Lose my number. Yeah.
The cruise ship docked
side
after the
chick.
Super Bowl, and it was done.
She's on the boat. She's a 9, but in real life, she's a 3.
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
That's a bit too much of a swing there, Dave. I would say.
The boat. Look, the boat. Do you realize the power that the boat has? And by the way, I'm sure I'm insulting all kinds of nautical people right now by calling it a boat, but calling it a boat because it's a ship. God forbid I call it a boat. My God, I made shirts one time when we went on a cruise for my family, and it said something like, it said I'm on a boat, like from the SNL song or whatever.
I'm on a boat. Yeah.
Wait. When you make shirts, is your wife like, when you're going on vacation, she's like, Dave, leave work at work. Don't be making shirts for our vacation.
This is like when we go. This isn't like just me and my immediate family. This is like when we go on a cruise, like my entire extent. It's like 25 people. So there's like 25 shirts. Anyway, so I made a shirt. One time when we went on a cruise all together, and it said I'm on a boat, and it was like a joke off of that song from SNL, from Lonely Island or whatever. And all the staff always would read the shirt, and they would always have to correct me and be like, it's a ship. And I'd be like, I know, it's just from the song, okay? Like literally every time we'd walk up to the concierge to sit down for dinner in the dining hall, every time we went to go on the wave riding machine, every time I went up to the bar to get another pina colada, they would say, it's a ship. It's not a boat, it's a ship. I know, I got it.
People ask
Ralph, remember that time you got mad at me because I said that Chauncey Gardner-Johnson was certifiably insane and they should trade him?
Don't say that was me. That was the entirety of Saints Twitter.
Yeah, you guys were all like, you're crazy. And now, like, basically every NFL team is telling you what I was told, which is that guy, like, you can't keep him around.
They all know it. Anybody that signs him, I mean, so what? Did he just sign with Houston?
No,
they traded for him.
They traded for him.
They traded for that's anyway. Yeah, I mean, Houston knows what they're getting. Like
you're excited for his playmaking ability right up until the second when he plays for you, and then you're like, now I get it.
It's probably one of those things where, like, Houston calls Philadelphia and they're like, hey, how bad is he really? And they're like, no, it's really bad. And Houston's like, yeah, I know, but it can't really be that
but 5
bad. And he gets there and they're like, oh my God, we should have listened. We should have listened. It really is that bad. We didn't believe them. We didn't think he was that annoying and crazy. Holy crap, we got to get rid of him. Every time. That's probably what it's like every time.
Yep.
It's like they're like, no way it could be that bad. And then all of a sudden he gets there, oh my God, it's that bad.
Here's the thing with the Saints, Andrew, that I'm a little bit.
Hold on. Your boy Alan wants to know how much to get Dave to sing "I'm on a Boat," and Justin says that he'll donate to that right now.
I don't know the words to the song.
It's called Google.
I just know the I'm on a boat song. I also feel like that would probably get us banned on YouTube. I probably need to be careful.
No, you can sing. You can sing, man.
You can sing.
No, we just can't play.
It's transformative,
Go
man.
listen to it on your phone and come back and sing it, Dave.
We
give me till next week, and
we're at $37. The OnlyFans. How many weeks have we been consecutive, Thomas?
Let me check. So we are at 82-week donation streak. We have 22 weeks to go for Ralph opening his sexy OnlyFans account. And let me check who won last week, because I also have a graphic for that. So Oppenheimer won last week.
Yeah.
With 100 buckaroos.
It's Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer with the death mark.
Oppenheimer was.
The Hatchet John wons.
Inconsolable.
He broke the
about,
streak.
I hope Oppenheimer go see a doctor. Just get a checkup. I want to just make sure you're okay and that you're always healthy.
Maybe
wanna
I
make
should
sure
put
there's nothing
Tulane
ever wrong
logo
with
instead
you.
of our logo, for the.
My sweet
I feel
cash cow
I feel like we
Oppenheimer.
need to make this disappear. I don't want Oppenheimer like doing addition and looking at how much money he's lost.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
It'd be
I
like,
started hitting it up.
Oh, there you
You
go!
need Dave to sing.
That's not it.
There you go, guys.
I started adding it up too, and I was like, we should take this down because
I mean, Oppenheimer really is like the Tom Brady of donating.
You don't put
gonna get a
Oppenheimer in
beer.
a corner, Dave. You can't. He's unstoppable.
That wasn't
I should've-
Oppenheimer, though. That was Justin Linders. With his
Oh wow, Justin,
inaugural
thank you.
64 Buckaroo donation. We need Dave
Wow.
to sing, Dave, get to it.
All right, Dave, you get the lyrics. This is frightening. This
Wait.
was a bad. This is strawberry pickle, and
Ralph, chill out,
What?
Let me give you a, green light.
okay,
Let me switch the camera. All
Okay,
right,
here
are
we
we
go.
ready? We ready.
we ready. I gotta get my drink here.
So you're not ready.
I'm
Here we
not
go.
ready. Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, we got a table slap. Not good, huh?
Yeah. It tasted like
Like shit.
it tasted like a strawberry dipped in rancid pickles. Like the hard hide was trying to be amazing, and the dill pickle was just like, no. Sally, I need help. I do, but I got Sonic Cherry Limeade with plenty of hard hide in it. And
Oh,
Double
drink another one, bitch!
Oh man.
Oppenheimer from the top rope. All right, so I didn't even go over what this one was. This one is Scatterbrain Dark Chocolate Banana Whiskey. Following
Wait, give me a quick rating. Give me a quick rating for the last one.
8, that's a 9. It's lingered. It's lingering. It's
All right,
a 9. This one is
9 it
70
is.
proof, Andrew. I know you care about such things. And it's dark chocolate banana whiskey. This is
Sorry,
bananas.
what? Joey Bosa just signed with the Bills, by the way.
Wow.
no.
1 year,
Interesting. Wow.
12 million.
Man, the Saints could have done that.
What, he wanted to go play with his brother?
No.
Yep.
all right. I gotta do this dark chocolate banana whiskey. Here we go.
Fruit
Here we
and
go.
chocolate, I find disgusting as a general rule, and banana in particular is gross.
2 in a row.
Banana flavoring is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Is your son looking now?
No, he's not. That was some shit. Banana is not a natural flavor in whiskeys. Like you can do like natural strawberry and other syrups. I believe whenever you drink anything banana, it's not real. It's like synthetic nonsense, and it's disgusting.
So what's the score for that one?
It's an 8 because it didn't linger like the concoction that I created. Thank you, Oppenheimer.
Concoction.
Whew, I am. I'm getting drunk. I drank, Kevin. I drank too much Sonic Cherry Limeade and Hard Hide. Behind the scenes, before the show, I was.
It's no wonder that your son drank 5 Yarritos the one time we had the live podcast. But,
No, me and my son before the show,
like
we were
apple
playing.
tree.
We were playing Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man upstairs on the PlayStation because if you get 20,000 points in Miss Pac-Man and 15,000 points in Pac-Man, you open up Pac-Landia. So we were trying to open up that, which is a Pac-Man game that I have never heard of, but we were trying to open it up.
Do you listen to yourself?
And we did it. And while I was playing Pac-Man, I was drinking, and I felt like the drinking was helping me with the Pac-Man because I have to play Pac-Man with the one hand, Dave. Even though it's a PlayStation controller. But back to the Saints as we get off track. Here's my question. The Saints, according to Over the Cap, the contracts haven't processed right because the new league year hasn't hit. But guys, they still have, according to Over the Cap, $37.5 million of cap space for 2026. I don't think they're done.
I'm glad you brought that up. You know, that's only for like half of a roster, though. That's only for like 26 players, though.
Listen, man, that's what UDFAs and trading down is for, Dave. Like, but
we don't do any of those things. We don't trade down.
Maybe
make a lot of draft picks.
Kevin, would you, if the Saints burn all of the cap space for next year in free agency, would you feel like trading down is more likely because they need bodies and they won't have any money to spend next year?
Sorry to interrupt your meal, Kevin.
I would like to feel that way, but the way Mickey Loomis operates, I don't know. Maybe he'll just have open tryouts on Airline Highway and just sign a bunch of these jamokes for who want to come in off the street. Sign a bunch of Vincent Papalias or whatever the hell the guy's name was in Philadelphia and pay him the league minimum, which was like what, $250?
That was in fact his name.
How do I remember that?
Aldi Marino said it's Jarritos, Dave. Jarritos.
Thank you.
Just like
Jarritos.
You're married to a Mexican woman and have a half Mexican son. You should have been correcting me on that.
I mean, that's another thing.
It's a Mexican drink.
Not to digress,
company.
but now
Ralph doesn't even know English. Come on, man.
That's right. My wife has done a good job of making sure my son can speak Spanish. Now they speak Spanish to each other, and I don't like it. I feel like I'm getting
and you don't understand. Oh, I love that.
I feel like I
love that for you.
Pretty good.
Oh, you are getting. You're not. You're feeling that way because you are being left out, and I love that for you. You're being left out like your clothes in the morning.
I can only imagine what they're saying about Ralph.
I killed Kevin.
Kevin,
Kevin, you live alone and you have nobody. You're not going to be able to survive a choking attack.
They're telling
Use the table. Use the edge of the table.
I'm gonna make the gringo try and pick up something heavy with both his hands.
Jesus Christ.
People always ask me, and Andrew will say this to me. He said it to me. He said, Ralph, you're addicted to the transaction because I was so excited about the Saints signing Justin Reid. But here's the thing. I love when the Saints do stuff because it gives
to action. You're addicted to action. That's why you're a gambler. It doesn't matter what the action is. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. It's just the action.
If this was the movie Heat, Ralph would be Tom Sizemore.
So
people in the chat are saying send Kevin a nurse.
Are you guys not surprised at all that like we're possibly switching to a 3-4 and we traded for Gacho and like
trust the process, baby. Trust the process.
But yet Colin Saunders, Nathan Shepard, Chase Young, like Cam Jordan, like they're all coming back. Like I'm left scratching my head like, why, if we're switching, like, why are all these defensive linemen that were supposed to be a fit for the old thing? And, like, we couldn't stop the run at all with those guys. Like, why are we bringing all those guys back?
I will print the Trust the Process shirts for Kellen Moore and the Saints staff and the whole team for free if they will wear them.
That's a good question.
It almost feels like Mickey Loomis is saying the players aren't a problem. The players are good. We just got to coach them better.
Well,
that's almost what it feels like, except he endorsed the former coach.
Okay, do your job. That's what it's about.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, okay, that's a good point. I don't know if we can trust Loomis, but would it be a crazy idea? But would it be a crazy idea to think that the players we have are actually good and the coaches were bad? What do we say all the time? Trey Hendrickson, We always list all these guys who Vaughn. Vaughn. We always list all these guys who end up going off to other teams and they end up being superstars and doing great. And I have to assume it's because they were different coaches. So
Juwan Johnson was never going to be shit for anyone else.
I don't know.
Promise you that.
I don't know that. I would like to check the timestamp on this, please. I'm not saying.
I feel like that was.
Hey, Tomas,
I feel like
we will know because Juwan Johnson is coming back, and so he's going to have new coaches. Basically, what we're doing is we're saying, hey, let's bring the coaches here to New Orleans. All these new fancy coaches in New Orleans. Let's see if they can do anything with all of the guys at once.
Juwan Johnson is Kobe Fleener. They're the same.
I have a theory on why.
Look, I'm not saying that's not possible. But I'm trusting the process, bro. I'm trusting the process.
I have a theory on why the Saints gave Juwan Johnson $30 million. Kevin, it's really football based. It's hardcore football. Mickey Loomis gave Juwan Johnson $30 million so he could text Sean Payton, "You're not getting him." That's it. That's the only reason. Like, I believe Juwan Johnson was headed to Denver and Mickey Loomis refused to let it happen. He refused to let Sean Payton get over.
Why would Sean Payton Sean Payton wanted Johnson, Troutman, and Lucas Kroll? He's just running it back with the same idiots he had in New Orleans that couldn't do anything for him.
It's like the worst collector's set ever. But Kevin, to Andrew's point about the that Loomis is believing in the coaching. Specifically towards the defensive line, isn't it fair? Because once they got Todd Grantham up out of there, like, everything improved on the defensive line. Chase Young got more sacks. Cam Jordan looked alive. Like, isn't that a decent theory?
Yeah, I mean, it's a desperate theory, more so than a decent theory. I mean, we're where we are because we sucked for most of the year in a lot of different places. Mm-hmm. And it's a miracle that we finished how we did. But I'm waiting for the intelligentsia of Saint Twitter to come out and say that Mickey is actually puppeteering Kellen Moore into running it back, quote unquote, with all these guys.
I like that.
Because really, Mickey is the one who is secretly running the team, handling all the contracts, calling all the plays, making all the hires, responsible for the plumbing. That's why Darren Rizzi backed up the toilet that one time. It's all on Mickey.
I like that.
It's all on Mickey.
So before we get to our next topic and talk about what the Saints need to do left, free agency, Hardhide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey is a strawberry-flavored whiskey blended with aged wheat whiskey, American light whiskey, Cocktail & Sons, strawberry and lemon syrup, fresh strawberries from Jonesdale Farm in Ponchatoula, Louisiana. It's 86 proof. The whiskey is blended and bottled at the Sugarfield Distillery in Gonzales, Louisiana. You can pick up a bottle wherever fine spirits are sold in Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, and Tennessee. To learn more and to find a location to get a bottle near you, go to hardhidestrawberrywhiskey.com. Hardhide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey is supporting Saints Happy Hour all football season long, so support the people who support the show. Grab a bottle of Hardhide Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey today. Here's my question with free agency, and I want you guys to answer, not in you can answer in if you want them to sign more players, if you want a position, if you want a certain player, you can do that. But I want you to think of free agency from 10,000 feet up. Whereas and I'm going to start with you, Kevin. Obviously, we know you are president of the Trey Downs Association. I'm the vice president.
Yeah.
What do you think the Saints need to accomplish in free agency to make them more likely to do what we've always wanted them to do and trade down? What do you think they need to do in free agency to make that more likely to happen?
Okay. So, I mean, is the need still a tight end? Is tight end still a need?
It's a good question.
Is tight end still a need?
Yes, I think so. Yes, it is.
Like defensive interior may not be a need anymore.
That's right.
So you can scratch that off. Edge defender, still a need.
Yeah.
But are you going to take James Pierce? Are you going to take Mike Green?
Oh, Mike Green.
It's like that's not a sexy pick at 9. It just isn't. Re-signing Juwan Johnson. Does that take Ty Warren off the table?
No.
If there are enough people in that room with Mickey, if Mickey the mastermind who is secretly running everything, if he is telling Kellen Moore that takes Ty Warren off the table, then that scratches tight end. You're scratching off these other guys. So now it's like, then the need becomes wide receiver. And then you're sort of hoping that the Arizona guy might drop down. Unlikely, very unlikely. So let's say he's not even there.
Mm-hmm.
You might still want to trade back anyway. Yeah. I think if they can somehow
They're not trading back.
Trading back. If they can get some sort of reassurance at wide receiver, then I think the odds are good. Then I like the odds more that they trade down.
What is reassurance at wide receiver?
Is it not happening?
Is it signing MVS? I saw a Brandon Cooks rumor. Dave, to be fair, I got on the Twitters. That might have been totally BS, but I wanted to bring in Brandon Cooks back. That feels like a very Loomisy thing. Like, what is being secure at wide receiver?
Bring Michael Thomas back.
Oh my God!
I guess knowing, like, having some sort of statement, like, what are we do? What's happening here with Chris Olave? Can the team come out and say we're not going to trade him? Like, if the team comes out and says we're not going to trade him, this is our number one, something like that.
Yeah.
If the team signs somebody that has maybe been a number 2 elsewhere, and it looks like, okay, they're bringing this guy in to push Olave and potentially be the number 1.
Yeah.
I might look at that as, okay, they're prioritizing getting some extra things with wide receivers, so they're not looking at making wide receiver the top priority in the draft.
Andrew, I hate to do this, but I give you full credit. You nailed it 5-12 last year. You got it right. So here's my question. What do the Saints have to do in free agency to make you consider changing that around to a bigger win total?
That's a good question. Well, look, I think they would not have gone 5-12 if it wasn't for the injuries. So I don't know. I would say, like, the offseason move that matters the most to me is the trainer, right? And the nutritionist or whatever. Like, I would say that's probably more significant. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm kind of reserving. I mean, the draft is just such an important part, and I don't feel like they've had, like, truly great ones for a while. So, they're picking 9, and you're asking about free agency. I mean, I think the draft is way more critical to giving them the ability to win games this year. But yeah, I mean, this team, to me, still has so many needs. Like, I just look up and down the roster. They need a corner. They need a starting guard. They need a receiver. They could use another tight end. I don't like the depth on the offensive line, so I'd love to get 2 guys there. I'd love to get a quarterback, at least through the draft to compete, for number 2 or number 3. And then pass rush is a mess. So, like, gosh, I mean, I've just named every freaking position on the roster pretty much. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, look, I think if you ask me right now, like, where I'm most uneasy, I don't feel like the offensive line is where it needs to be. And, Like, that's what wins you and loses you games. Like, if McCoy's healthy, I feel good about him. Obviously, we know Fuaga's like the arrow's pointing straight up, and he's going to be a good player. But like Ruiz and Penning, to me, are very much like just a guy at best, you know. And that's fine. But like, go get yourself a left guard that's like a true solid left guard, and go get yourself like the Senio Kelemete, like. If one of those guys gets injured, you plug him in.
Oh my God! There's a name from I'm nominating him for Random Saint of the Week.
Yeah, there you go. There's your Random Saint. Spoiler alert. Senio Kelemete, but
deception! Wait. For James Palmer, the bid for Justin Reid came down to the Titans, the Eagles and the Saints, with Reid choosing New Orleans. Unfortunately, this activated a secret clause where Eagles got our 2nd and 3rd round picks.
By the way, thanks for 20 Buckaroo donation.
Thanks, man.
That's funny, but check that, Thomas. Check that if it's accurate.
Yeah.
Dave,
make sure you didn't get got.
Dave, I got a nice message from someone. They were talking about how a lot of times during free agency, a lot of Saints reporters and podcasts and all this, they claim to know things and they get it wrong, and then when people call them out that they're wrong, they get mad and indignant and all this. And he was complimenting us that when you got your thing about Mickey Loomis retiring and Kai Harley becoming GM, how we just made fun of you. He said you take it in stride and he enjoyed it. But here's my question to you. Here's my question.
I give a shit. I'm not a fucking reporter. I don't care. I'm just slapping shit at a wall and see what sticks.
Here's
up to you to believe me or not.
Here's my question to you. That didn't make you mad, because I know
that's fucking illegal.
That doesn't make you mad. You just roll with it. But certain things the Saints have done in the past have made you very, very mad and very angry, and you get riled up and you get upset. What would the Saints do in free agency before the draft that would have you losing your goddamn mind and melting down, which the fans of the show love it. I love it because Angry Dave is the funnest Dave. But what would have you angry?
My doctor and my wife don't like Angry Dave.
This is not a therapy session.
Look, considering the state of the roster and the salary cap and all that, the Saints really need to draft a lot, draft well. Obviously drafting well would help, but they need to, the next 2 years, they really need to retain as many draft picks as they can and draft a lot, get younger, undrafted free agency, that kind of stuff. The salary cap. Yeah, I know the salary cap keeps going. I know that they're already under for next year, but they've only got like 27 players signed, so that's not going to last. And
is it only 27?
I know that, the thing I was thinking about the other day is like, yeah, this, you know what, the salary cap does keep going up every year, and it does go up a big amount, and that helps the Saints, but that also just then entitles all the other teams to just spend more in free agency. Like when the salary cap goes up, the teams that have a lot of salary cap room, they're just like, oh shit, we were going to spend 25 million on this guy. Now we can spend 30 million on this guy. So anyway, I'm going on down a tangent there about how I think the nerds are still right, and I'm still not sure that it's the best salary cap.
He's not that wrong. You're not that wrong. They don't have,
no, I'm not.
It's not 27 players, but they do have 12 contracts that void next year, and that doesn't include Derek Carr or Penning or Olave.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where. Yeah, it's one of those situations where like the numbers lie. Like if somebody comes up to you tomorrow and it's like, oh, well, they're already under the cap for next year. Like, okay, all right, sure, great, thanks. Anyway,
will you be more upset about trading up than Kevin? Because that would be breaking news.
No, I'm not going to be upset about trading up. I'm going to be upset about trading away draft picks, and I'm okay with getting Godshaw, whatever. Getting Godshaw with a 7th round pick, that's fine. But trading unless it's 3 1st round picks for Jaden Daniels, I'm not gonna I'm not going to be a fan of it. They just need to draft. Just draft a bunch of guys. Draft like more than 7. Your allotment is 7. I want to see them draft 10 guys. 10 guys each year for the next 2 years. 20 guys.
Thomas, the donations tonight have been incredible, but I want a recap. Give me a recap.
I don't want a recap.
This is not the end of the show.
Update. I mean, sorry, I'm
course
drunk. I'm right. I'm plastered out of my mind.
Jesus, the recap. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? So Oppenheimer is still in the lead with 100 buckaroos. Justin Lindy is right behind him with 64. Budwich in the 3rd place with 20, and we are a bit more than $80 away from Malort, right?
Wow.
Well, do you have Malort?
I have it.
You have Malort for a 3rd shot.
That's Malort is the Malort is the 3rd shot always. I want to remind people, consider donating via Stream Elements. Type in !donate. YouTube takes 30%. They're like the mob. Just use the link in the chat. It helps us get more of the money that you give us to help us finance Thomas's illicit activities.
Just use the !donate. It helps you give us the money from us.
Yeah, whatever.
To get us. To give
I'm trying. Why you gotta make it worse? Why you gotta make it worse, Kevin?
I think you should.
By the way, I wanted to remind people, gold members. Thomas did Secret Life for Tomas, and it is completely ridiculous. He's walking through the woods. He may have murdered somebody. He sounds out of breath.
There's a
It's like the Polish Blair Witch Trials.
Polish graveyard.
It's like
Polish Witch Trials.
He's out of breath. You hear people screaming, begging for mercy in the background. Only gold members get it. I'm just saying you should think about it. Man, I'm really.
Ralph, you didn't send out the rundown. Did you include in the rundown? Are we going to talk about my thing too? In my my
Go
coach,
Your thing?
Well, oh yeah. See, it's not. It wasn't in the rundown. Maybe we should wait. We should wait till next week. Maybe.
Oh yeah, we're so far off track. We have to do the predictions and all that Thomas has worked so hard on.
Yeah,
and the predictions, Thomas.
Review.
Oh yeah,
the year in review.
Award season.
I was thinking maybe we should even wait after the draft or something. Like I don't know.
Yeah, because the Saints just keep making news, baby. It's great. But the Saints Happy Hour viewer questions are brought to you by Hard Hide Pontiac Strawberry Whiskey. You can pick up a bottle wherever fine spirits are sold in Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, and Louisiana. To learn more and to find a location to get a bottle near you, go to hardhidestrawberrywhiskey.com. Thomas, take us to top finger guns. I'm falling apart. Dave, the mailbag, the mailbag just may be you and Thomas tonight. I'm not gonna the strawberry pick, the strawberry pickle just kicked my ass. Thomas, what's first up?
All right. So first question comes from Budwich. He asks a quick one, a short one. Is Derek Carr a Hummer or a Tesla?
I got it. He's a Hummer. He guzzles cash.
Oh, it's a interception!
Oh, wait!
Take the Malort first.
Damn, let me play the song by Justin Diaz! Damn, 82 Buckaroos becoming the new MVP leader. Donating via stream elements. Also,
y'all,
I like this new guy.
Mailbag.
What a hero!
All right. So
Justin, how do you feel about Tulane?
Maybe he hates LSU, man.
He's a Hummer because he's guzzling cash. If he blows up, and that could be good or for good or bad on the field, then I'll call him a Tesla.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Justin likes LSU. There you go, Dave. I knew I liked this Justin guy.
Go Tigers.
Yeah.
God. Is this the fastest we've ever hit 284?
Jerry, I love Justin Reid.
No.
He's supposed to be kind of like good at everything. Good in coverage, good against the run. He's played for the Chiefs. He was Honey Badger's replacement, which is interesting that he is now with Honey Badger in New Orleans because the Chiefs got him to replace Honey Badger when they let Honey Badger walk. So.
Yeah, it's funny because Ralph, texted us earlier today and he was concerned about whether we were going to be able to do the podcast today because of personal things that were happening. And I almost texted that to the group and I was almost like, it's cool. Like, Ralph, we don't need you. Like, the three of us can do it. And I'm just listening to us now in the last 60 seconds that he's been gone to just go get this drink. And I'm like, oh my God, we can't do this at all. Like, this would be horrible. It would be unlistenable.
That's not true.
Ralph,
remember when he was in Paris, we did a show without him. It went okay.
Yeah, it was. Actually, it was me and you, right? It was me and you.
Yeah, but the thing is, y'all had time to prep, I think, for that.
Yeah. And Kevin, you were there too. I think it was the three of us.
Yeah,
y'all.
Was he?
All y'all did was make fun of my boobs, I think.
Yeah, we talked about his man boobs the whole time. Like I said, great show. Our best ever.
Yeah.
Of his photos. The most wanted photo.
Oh, man. All right. See, now the reason why I'm scared of this Malort, I'm scared of the Malort in general.
You should be.
But here's the thing. I drank all the cherry limeade, so I'm out of that. And I gave up soda for Lent, so I can't drink soda. So all I have to do is wash the Malort down.
You got yourself in quite a predicament.
Yeah, all I can do is wash down the Malort with water, and that ain't gonna get it done.
All right, let's go.
So let's do it.
Wash it down with hard hide.
I don't have any hard hide. Oh, I didn't think of that. I should have done it. That would have been bad. All right, here we go.
Here we go. Oh.
Sally, I need help.
Are you going to throw up now? Are you going to throw up?
I don't think he drank the entire thing.
No, I did.
No, I think he did. No, I think he did.
Show us the bottle. Show it. Is there a little bit left in there?
No.
Okay.
Should turn it upside down or something.
First of all, take a screenshot of this. I don't think I have ever seen Ralph drink water. I think this is 12, 13 years of this podcast. That is assuredly a first. Assuredly.
He's
I've
falling
never seen
apart.
that guy drink water.
The water.
Now, so you're watching now.
The water lasts. The water laughed at Malort. Malort laughed at the water like receivers laughed at Stanley Jean Baptiste. Like it. Just,
I think you should let your
even...
son watch you drink some water. I think that might be good for him.
Yeah.
Actually, the person in the Marlboro,
Doritos.
The person in the Marlboro family that drinks the least amount of water is my wife.
My wife.
Believe it or not.
Wow. I look forward to all your kidney stone stories.
Ugh, that was disgusting. It's my lord. It's 10. Oh God. What's what are we on in the mailbag? Where are we?
Question 2.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Question 2 from the man, the myth, the legend, Monadula. He asks.
Oh wow, Monadula.
Unedited question. Kevin, pay attention.
Yeah.
So we are holding on for dear life to the old aging and slow players we have on the roster. This for sure is unprecedented and will result in a postseason appearance. How do you think Einstein would react?
I have no idea if this is a reference to something I'm supposed to get.
Yes, it is. It's a reference to Einstein's famous quote where he says,
insanity,
the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and expecting a different
results. Yeah.
Did he actually?
So what you're saying is that you speak Monadula and you're the first person ever to understand what he says.
Yeah. I have to admit, I really hate that I knew what he was talking about there because it's making me tingle in places where I don't normally tingle.
Nice.
Plot twist. Dave is Monadula.
Plot twist. Monadula is
It's a long con. Long
some
con, man.
Norwegian, some 6'3" Norwegian blonde woman. Yeah, I'm hoping maybe.
Monadula is Kevin's next wife, man.
I've met Monadula in person. He's very real.
Monadula and Oppenheimer had an
You meant to say she, right?
Discord today. They were
He's from the Netherlands.
Please don't assume the gender, you know.
Yeah.
Is he at least? Is he 6'2"?
He is not 6'2".
Oh,
Also, he's on the
buddy.
shorter side.
You're in the Netherlands and you're not 6'2"? Jeez.
Yeah, you're a midget.
No wonder for the weird questions.
6 foot midget.
Okay, so that Einstein quote about insanity,
Yes.
there is
yes.
no evidence Einstein ever said it.
It doesn't matter.
It
The
appears
point
in
of
the
the question
book.
is still
Kevin
that
googled
way.
it. Jesus.
It appears in the book The Ultimate Quotable Einstein, a compilation of Einstein quotes published by Princeton University Press, where it falls under the misattributed section. Instead, the book cites Rita Mae Brown's 1983 book, Sudden Death, as the source of the quote.
No, you're
Ambush
five
says
parties.
Monadula
Yeah.
is Dave's burner. Maybe Monadula is a real person. I like that theory, Ambush.
I couldn't come up with.
By the way,
en-
and
enough
by the way,
weird-
No. Oh, yeah, you do. In a fugue state, Dave.
oh, and by the way, I want to thank the Malort is courtesy of Ambush because he's the one at the live show that gave me the 6 of the 10 pack of it.
Good God.
So the reason I still have some of it left is because of Ambush.
All right. So what's our answer to this question? I still don't know what I like.
I mean, it would make Einstein's head explode because Loomis
still not
is
sure I
running it
follow.
back with the old dudes. If the Saints make the playoffs,
Yeah, we're not making the playoffs this year.
Trust the process. Trust the process.
the funniest thing is Saints go 11-6, and they have to extend Carr because they can't get rid of him because they just won the division, and his cap hits $70 million, so they have to extend him. That's like, is it fun? Is it a nightmare? I don't know. We'll discuss later on in the off season. Thomas, what's next?
I actually literally had a Saints fan say my biggest fear is that Derek Carr plays amazing and then we're stuck with him long term.
Yeah.
Like your biggest fear is that the Saints win and go to the playoffs. That's your biggest fear.
Oh my God,
No.
Derek Carr, Offensive Player of the Year. That would be terrible.
Yeah.
What's
Anyway,
next, Thomas?
continue.
Jason Champagne says Monadula is part of the Juge Empire.
The sun never sets on the Jewish Empire.
All right, final question of the show.
All right.
Belongs to the Wicker Man. The Wicker Man asks, is Peyton Turner's greatest contribution to Saints fans that he gave us highlights of him decimating Tulane's offensive line to make fun of Dave with?
Wow, that's a deep cut.
That's a
deep
callback.
cut.
That is a callback. I don't know if you have this, Thomas. There should be a photo of me and Peyton Turner from when he was riding in Tux, our Crew of Tux parade last year, maybe. But anyway, yeah, probably that's probably the best
When
thing he's
we
ever done
first-
is annoy me in college when he was in college.
When we first started doing donations during the live show, I think every time somebody donated, it was the gif of Andrew putting his hands on his head when they picked Peyton Turner.
Yeah.
I think that was
That's correct.
In that very moment, I knew. Yep.
You were like, who?
Although one thing that Peyton Turner will always have given me is when I attended the Saints-Falcons game in the Falcons Stadium, he blocked a Younghoe Koo field goal at the end. I think it was like a 65-yard attempt. So he did block a game-winning field goal attempt.
Here's a great thing, Andrew. Considering that he only played like 10 total plays for the Saints in 4 years, he might be an all-time Falcon killer. He blocked a field goal to have the greatest comeback in Saints history. And last year, he injured Kirk Cousins and ruined their season.
Yep.
Are you saying he was worth a first-round pick? It sounds like you're saying he was worth the
He
first
should have
round.
spent
Maybe.
2 firsts on him.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
maybe.
because if if I sat here right now for this year's draft and I said, hey, we could draft a guy who's going to do both of those things right now, you guys would all be like, oh, yeah, let's get him. Let's get him.
I think if you could paint the entire picture, he's going to be injured to hell, even more injured than Marcus.
No, I'm only going to tell you those two facts.
He's never going to amount to anything, but he's going to injure a Falcons quarterback and destroy their season, and he'll block a game-winning kick. I'd be like, first round pick, done.
I know. Yeah.
Where do I sign?
Exactly.
So that's the final question, Thomas.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we got to recap everything. This is an amazing show. It surpassed even my wildest dreams. I'm so plastered. Take it away, Thomas.
How bad are your dreams then?
No, I mean the malort and the strawberry pickle and the brain, the scatterbrain. Kevin, I'm this close to just having a reversal of fortune and throwing up everywhere. But Thomas, recap all the wonderful donations.
Okay, so thanks to everyone. We reached 3 donation goals, so you made Ralph suffer by drinking malort. We are on an 83 donation week streak. We have 21 more weeks to go for Ralph opening a sexy OnlyHands account. Thanks to Aldi Marino, Jason Champagne, to Badrich, to Tulane Hater Oppenheimer, and to the MVP for the first time ever.
It's not
who
Oppenheimer.
is
Nice.
the one and only Justin Linders. Congratulations!
Thank you, Justin.
I like this guy or girl.
Wow, season high.
Season high, yeah. You can see it now.
Incredible. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. I had 2 points.
Do we have time for a love update?
Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah, give us a love update, Kevin.
We do have time. Look at that. We do have time. I'm checking with the judges now. It looks like we do have time.
Yeah, so here's your love update. My current
Kevin was hoping maybe you would have forgot.
And the judges said time is up. I'm sorry. Thank you, Kevin.
my romantic life is going about as well as my ability to paint my bathroom. Tomas, share the photo.
Oh God, what?
Oh my God!
Wait a minute.
That's a carpet.
What is? That's your. Wait, is that cart? That's cart. I don't know what's going.
With the paint.
I don't know what's
spilled all over it.
No idea what I'm looking at.
Midnight blue on a very faded tan carpet. And just outside my upstairs bathroom. I've been painting my bathroom.
It looks like a scene from the first 48. My God.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Papa Smurf got.
I was going to say the first 48 if it was the Smurfs.
Yeah, like they're going to show, like they're going to make Papa Smurf and he walks in the basement and just goes, oh no, and then they just cap him in the head.
No. So what you're saying is your next project is carpeting.
Yeah, and God only knows what'll happen there. So yeah, I've just been painting my bathroom. It's been an ongoing project. I have that step ladder you see in the photo. I had my half-gallon can on one of the steps, and I was moving the ladder, and I just tilted the ladder back at just too much of a slight angle, and the half-gallon just came flying off, hit the ground. The can wasn't solidly closed, so just spilled everywhere. I looked down at it, and I wasn't like super pissed. I was just like, well, I know I got to replace the carpet now.
Aldi Marino wants to know, is painting my bathroom, is that a euphemism for when you go get the manila folder from your youth?
Painting my bathroom literally means painting my bathroom. It's
now, okay, so you're painting your bathroom. So this photo, though, is taken from which room?
This is the room just outside the bathroom.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
All right. So
you're aware that people do put down tarps and other things when they're painting.
Yes, I am aware that people put down tarps. However, I was not painting in this room.
Right. No, but people put down tarps anywhere where the paint would be.
Premature paint drop.
I mean, touche.
Okay.
Sometimes you got to learn lessons the hard way.
I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm just asking if you knew that some people did that. Some people do that.
I do know that.
All right. So painting is a disaster. Love update is even worse. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. That's
right. That's your next question. I was about to say, wait a minute. Wasn't this question about his love life? And
Ali Mourinho says Sean Orleans don't use no tarp, which is
well. I also have a follow up.
I don't use. I need a plan B.
Justin says he doesn't practice safe painting.
I have a follow-up question.
Come hard.
I feel like we're burying the lead here. Why are you painting your bathroom?
It's just been a plain dull white, like ever since I.
You rent? Do you rent?
No, I own the house.
Oh, you do own it. Okay.
Yeah. Like I've lived here since 2010, and the bathroom has just been the same bland, boring ass white color. So
Aldi Mourinho wants to know: does this mean your last date got blue smurfed?
No, but I can tell you that was the appropriate color of my balls on a couple of those dates. So and I knew y'all would enjoy that.
I'm glad we zoomed in for that one.
Yeah.
Enhance. So this show, it's been amazing. I tell the guys this all the time, and I really mean it. When we're all together, the show is the best. It just is. And this, when the Saints made news, we had a ton of people in the chat. I love it when we have a show with this kind of energy. It just makes me so happy. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the show, when we made you laugh, consider supporting the show by going to patreon.com/happyhour. Give us a shot. Every little bit helps to make the show a little bit better. Don't forget to follow us on the socials, wherever you get your podcast. Thanks to Dave, Andrew, Kevin, who's back semi-regularly. It's amazing. And Thomas, the best producer on earth, running the show back in Poland. Until next time, the bar is closed.